It is absolutely going down on Friday night, 7 o'clock, when number one Bishop Gorman heads over to number two Mater Day. Joining us here to break it all down is head coach of the Gales, Brent Browner. Coach, what's going on, my man?
How you doing, brother? It's good to see you again.
All day, all day. Now, I got to ask you, because I'm not there in Vegas, unfortunately. I'm not there. In fact, we got to talk to the brass about that. But anyway, we're talking about you. I'm not there locally, but I want to know what it's like. What is the feel like? What is the hype like around town locally? Are you getting stopped in the grocery store? Talk to me. What's going on?
I think we do have some hype about it. The local paper and everybody that's media for us has been out a lot, seeing the guys really interested, which I love to see. That hasn't happened in a long time, so I think that's awesome. They've been here pretty much every single day and last week, so just love to have that kind of attention for the guys. And I think everybody kind of knows around the country that this is a big game. So I think we just practice. So I couldn't tell you what's going on outside. All I go is practice.
Okay. Well, that's a good segue because I'm so curious about this answer. But obviously it is hype, that national hype. You're gonna have national coverage everywhere, TV everywhere, streamed everywhere. Do you embrace that hype? In your practices, or are you like, no, guys? This is the same thing as a local game, and we are just gonna buckle our chin straps and we're focused. Or are you like, nah, guys, this ain't the same thing? This is a big game. Which one is it for you?
So for me as a coach, I just keep it the same, right? We do everything the same. We keep it nice, and we just want to make sure that they're focused, they're prepared, and that's our job as coaches. I think the kids know, even like last week, they knew how big of a game it was. I don't need to keep telling them. With Instagram, Twitter, and all those stuff that kind of happens there, I'm sure they're, seeing it every single day. My job is to make sure that they stay, calm and collective until game time. Not too hyped too early, not too crazy too quick, and just kind of give them perspective of, how much work we put in, how much time we've dedicated to this endeavor, and not to worry or to overthink it. It is like every other game. I'm sure for them too, every game is a national championship game. Every time we step on the field, it's not a championship game because if you lose a game, then you're out of it. So I think they've been through that. They've done that for the last, I don't know how many years. And I think that's kind of their mantra anyways. Every game is a Super Bowl for somebody else and for us. So we have to play like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, in the last three meetings, I mean, I know you don't want to hear this, but they have won the last three. I mean, but that could be a good thing motivation wise. Are you using that as motivation, heading into the game on Friday?
We just look at it. This is a new season. Those things are in the past. Those are different teams. We both have different teams. They've had great teams. Rolo built pretty much a dynasty before he left. And they're a really, really good football team. But I feel like we're a really good football team too. So
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see all the hard work that we put in, and to see how we fit and how just kind of find out how good we are.
Yeah, well, two games into the season, I mean, you're already proven to be road warriors. You went all the way across the country and knocked off a top five team in St. Thomas Aquinas last week. Do you feel like that's the perfect scenario? Because you're like, guys, this is even across the country. How are you approaching it like that? Is this the perfect scenario for you?
Well, that was a tougher trip than normal. We've taken a lot of trips. That was a tough trip.
Yeah.
It was a very, very tough trip. I want to give a thanks to Mike and American Heritage for opening the doors, helping us, facilitate, what we're able to do for that. And hats off to Roger too. Just a great dude. Love him as a coach. He's just an upstanding coach. Just happy to go against somebody of that caliber and that
Oh, yeah.
character that his guys displayed. So,
I mean,
definitely, it does help to have had that tough of a trip for the guys, and I think for them, it helps probably their psyche too, where we know we're taking another trip and they're just ready for it.
yeah. Obviously, you guys emerged victorious, so that's great. But I know you're a perfectionist. So talk to me about where you guys need to be sharper come Friday.
I think, and I say it a lot, we just got to play good football. I think, in the beginning of last week or 2 weeks ago, we just didn't play, we weren't sharp at the things we did. We got a little greedy sometimes.
Right.
We didn't, take what was given to us, and that's all we got to do. Take what's given to you. Fight, like life depends on it. And,
Yeah.
see what happens when we're in the fourth quarter. And I think we thought the same thing last week. The guys stay fast, they don't panic. We could see the mistakes we made, and we knew we could fix them. So I'm sure just like any game, we'll make mistakes, they'll make mistakes, and just making sure we can limit those and come out with when it comes down to it, we got to make sure that we're hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah. Obviously, you know them very well, but like you said, every year is different. What are some of your concerns with them? What do they do well, and what will you guys have to take away or limit?
I mean, they do a lot of things well.
Yeah,
Obviously, they've got, I mean, they're star-studded across the board with, the
yeah,
talent, that talent, they're tough, talented kids. They play hard, they play physical. I think the last time, when they played them here 2 years ago, Rolo gave us a pretty good compliment. He said, first time that, it's been a fight for them, for a game. And I think that's the kind of same thing you're going to see again. And there's no weakness. They got dudes everywhere. So we just got to be on our game and do exactly what we got to do to take care of our own places and problems, and then make sure that we don't have those. And we got to play above ourselves a little bit.
indeed, indeed. Well, we, like everybody else in the country, will be all the way down. And Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you. And go Gales.